This is John Ahrens. There's a scope image of a force. I've got the scope between the light on one side going to the coil. Again, there's your milliamps. Actually, it's the microamps. So you can see, if I tune that really well, I can get it to 0. There you go. But since we're dealing with microamps, the slight variation in the frequency changes that. There's our meter on the battery itself. This is the 200 milliamps. That's in this between the battery and the transistor. One of the things I'm going to show you is that by putting a diode between the coil and the battery, everything shuts down. The second test was putting a diode between the light and the meter, and we got a flow. It made the meter, the microamp meter, move to the left. The next test was reversing the diode, so it pointed towards the meter, and we got a reverse to the right. Now, when I put the diode in the circuit, the light was lit, so it doesn't seem to care about the diode whatsoever. But when you put the diode in the circuit, it disrupts the amps. So on the next test, I'll show you how that works. So we're still here. We're getting clean 0. I will say this meter is really strange. That scope there. So if you look at this meter here in the microamp, you see it's fluctuating. That fluctuation is because of this. Well, interesting enough, that's pretty steady right now. That 5 and 0 is the voltage across the transistor. So what's causing this? I don't know. But at least this verifies that the meter is definitely deflecting. So that kind of shoots down the theory that the meter doesn't see it because of the frequency. It definitely sees it. The battery doesn't seem to be moving. This is the draw. This is the current. Now I'm going to change the current through the light side to make it so it draws amps, microamps now, see? And now I'm going to change it back and you can watch the needles. See it move? So as I gain amperage on that, it gains amperage on the milliamps or the load side of this circuit. And this is what I was doing. I was changing it like this. Now I can also make it go the other way to the left. So while it's at 0, this is what it's reading. So by moving that meter so the amperage shows on the other side of the scale. So this is John Ahrens.